You are listening to Practical and Woo by Mindset and Manifest. My name is Eden, and I invite you to embark on a journey with me to explore the practical and spiritual edges of the unknown for the purpose of allowing you to embody and empower yourself uniquely as you are and to intentionally create and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. Each week, I am going to discuss topics such as energetics, reality creation, manifestation, astrology, tarot, and more to help empower you to live beyond perceived limitations and to practically design your life so it feels like absolute magic every step of the way. Let's dive in. Well, hello, brilliant soul. Today we're going to talk about beauty, a subject that has most definitely grown with me my whole life. I was taught from an early age that beauty was one of the reasons my grandfather and his 10 siblings were able to come out of the other side of World War II and the Nazi concentration camps. My grandfather had a likeness that resembled Brad Pitt with chiseled features and golden locks, and his sisters and brother all had beautiful features that matched. One of my great aunts was actually the winner of Miss Hungary. In many ways, I was taught that beauty meant survival. Now, couple this with growing up in the 90s, consumed with the diet culture promoting low-rise jeans and fat shaming. I was in awe of the featured models on the covers of the magazines that I frequently bought. I longingly gazed at the models walking the Victoria's Secret fashion show, wishing I could be just like them. I was enamored by the way people responded to their beauty. Beauty quickly became a currency that I craved in my life, and no matter how hard I tried, I never felt like I was measuring up. I recall taking a tensor bandage and binding my stomach, sucking in so tight that I walked around rigid and inflexible. I nitpicked the things that were out of place and focused on the things that I judged as the antithesis of beautiful. The kind of beautiful I was being fed all around me. It didn't help that I was bullied in grade school for my appearance, told that I wouldn't ever be considered desirable. That was until I sprouted and bloomed into my own kind of womanhood. And those very same bullies went on to tell me just how desirable I was. The mixed messages continued to string me along, continued to entice me to curate and nitpick my beauty, not for myself, but for everyone else around me. For much of my life, beauty has become an obsession, something I've researched and contemplated deeply. I wanted to crack the code on beautiful, what it means, and how to achieve it. Today, we are going to unpack some of these musings together, considering the ins and outs of what truly makes someone or something beautiful. In true Eden fashion, I first want to turn to etymology. The word beautiful means something pleasing to the eye, or the ear, or the mind, or the soul. An origin and definition that most definitely expands the limited beauty standards of our society. There is inherent subjectivity for something to be pleasing or even satisfying or fulfilling. What I might find delicious, you might find disgusting. What I might find relaxing, you might find frustrating or unnerving. We all have different tastes and preferences, which means that if something is going to be pleasing to the eye or the ear or the mind or the soul, then that something is probably going to be different for each of us. To try and look beautiful to everyone is like attempting to solve an impossible and never-ending riddle, especially because when you do this, you're conforming to standards that are naturally fluid and changing. More specifically, to primp and preen in accordance with a set of beauty standards that may or may not work for you, that may or may not feel good to you, allowing your sense of self to get tossed around on a hamster wheel. I want to be clear. I'm not saying that you should not desire to be or feel beautiful. Oh my goodness, do I believe that being and feeling beautiful is a lovely desire, a desire I still have. What I am suggesting is that the motivation and intention, just like with anything else, matters. To consider, who am I desiring to be beautiful for? Why am I desiring to be beautiful? And what does being beautiful mean to me? What to me is pleasing to my eyes, my ears, my mind, or my soul? If you think about the quantum physical observer effect, this whole concept begins to make more sense. The components of your reality and your experience, the matter of it, will act in accordance of what you're observing, anticipating, and expecting it to do. When you focus on beauty as a never-ending riddle that is inaccessible to you, then that's what will unfold for you. When you consider that beauty is everywhere and choose to participate in seeing it, then those are the colors your reality will be painted in. When you desire to be beautiful for you, because it feels so delicious and satisfying to take care of yourself and to express yourself in that way, then you are going to shine bright like a beacon of inspiration. You are going to shine in your beauty. If you are desiring to feel beautiful so that someone likes you or chooses you or because you're avoiding something, then the energetics of that motivation will most likely get you stuck on the hamster wheel of never feeling good enough. Can you feel the difference? I can tell you from my lived experience that focusing and nitpicking on the things you want to change about yourself seldom works. In fact, it often grows the intensity of nitpicking, causing you and your body to feel practically uninhabitable. This conversation is particularly important because you carry you around with you everywhere you go. So it's fundamental that you prioritize feeling your kind of unique beauty, and even more so, appreciating your kind of unique beauty. That's the practice that makes all of the difference. There is a concept that comes out of Gestalt therapy called the paradox of change, which suggests that the more you try to force change upon yourself or your circumstances, the more resistance you will encounter. It's like trying to row upstream and wondering why you're not getting anywhere. Real change happens when you accept yourself as you are now, rather than focusing solely on what you want to become. No, this doesn't mean that you can't or won't become what you're wanting. In fact, when you accept yourself as you are, there is a funny thing that often happens. Somehow, when you accept yourself authentically, completely, and wholly, that is then the moment that the manifestation of what you're wanting shows up for you. That's the paradox. Your beauty shines when you are feeling safe, at ease, and accepting of yourself. You sparkle when you allow yourself to dance authentically in the present moment. You're beautiful when you're being you, engaging in the things that light you up, engaging in the things that feel most delicious to your senses, whether your eyes, your ears, your mind, or your soul. You are beautiful now, no matter what kind of emotional experience you're having. And it is my wish for you that you celebrate yourself in your beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and so if you want to feel and be beautiful, then you must behold your beauty in the magic of all that it is. Until next time.